Hi there, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel where I discuss everything between Hermes and grocery bags. In today's video, I want to explain to you how I store all of my bags and how I make sure that I get the most out of my collection even when I'm not able to see all of my bags all of the time. So I've done a couple of these Instagram reels where I show how I put away my bags after I've used them for a video. And a couple of people have remarked, hey, that's a clever way of storing. Can you perhaps tell us a little bit more about how you store your bags? So I came to the conclusion today when I was going through the list of my random bag generator, and I will get back to that later, that I have about 65 handbags right now. That's quite a significant amount, and I had already decided that I wanted to let go of a number of items. And it was a good reminder that I really have to get on that. I don't think I will do like a vlog sale. That's probably not very relevant as most of my viewers are outside of the European Union. If you would be interested to see what I'm considering to let go, let me know down below in the comments and I can always do sort of a vlog sale type of video. In any case, I'm getting a bit sidetracked here. I have quite a significant amount of handbags. I know some people have rooms that are dedicated to storing their handbags. I also have my own diva den or babe cave, as Andrea from AKBBags would call it. But there's two main reasons why I don't want to dedicate this whole room to bag storage. First of all, I also want to be able to do other things in this room, like work, exercise, hang out. It's also kind of a guest room for when we have guests over. The second reason is also kind of a practical one. I don't want my handbags to be exposed to direct daylight, but I also don't want to have walls full of bags that are just sitting in their dust bags. Keeping my room in the dark all day long is also just not an option because of all the other things that I want to do in this room. So I have just decided to have part of them exposed within the walk-in closet that I have created within my room. And then part of them are sort of just hidden away in cabinets, in drawers. I will show you all of that in a bit. It does mean that part of my collection is sort of hidden away from me. It is out of sight. I still needed to make sure that I can keep track of what I have in my collection, and I want to make sure that I do get the best use out of my collection, even though it is quite a significant number of bags. I do really enjoy most of what I have and I do want to use it. So this video is basically going to contain out of 3 parts. First part, I will show you how I store my handbags right now. Second part is basically to be inspired by what you have in your collection, even if it's not exposed to you all day long. And then the third part, keeping track of what you are actually using, so that once every so often you can reconsider how much use you are getting out of items and also think to yourself, why am I not using this item? And does it simply not spark joy anymore? And should I perhaps move it on? So let's get started with the bag storage. And perhaps good to know before we start the actual tour, when we moved into this house about 8 years ago it is now, we bought all new furniture for the living area, but we also had quite a lot of furniture already that we were just moving in from our old house. It was more from like the time we were students, but I thought it would be kind of expensive and just wasteful to throw that out and get all new cupboards for a space that we don't really live in all that much. So just keep in mind that I departed from a place of where I already had furniture, so I didn't really buy a lot of additional things. I just really tried to make everything that we had from the old house work in the new house, so to say. So for example, when we moved in, we already had this IKEA cupboard. I don't think they sell this anymore, but it was a TV cupboard. The problem that I had with this, that it does have a lot of storage at the bottom and it has storage on the side. So I just put these, I think they're called Dronya containers in there. They're very cheap and I just use them for storage of like non-bag related items. But then there was this whole compartment where you set the TV, which was kind of a waste of space. So I used to have quite a lot of bags sitting on top of the cupboard, but then of course they needed to be in the dust bags, otherwise they would be exposed to the light. So recently I got a couple of these metal cupboards from the IKEA that actually have doors. They're very inexpensive and they're a pretty good size to store your handbags. Unfortunately, they only come in the light gray and in the black, but This is also a very nice one, so stored a couple of my bags here. Then I also got this Kallax cupboard from IKEA again, with the same containers as I have in the other cupboard, which is sitting in the back. This is again really cheap solution, but per container you can hold 2 bigger bags or perhaps even more smaller bags. So I have my Chloe Marcy over here, for example, and my Aspinall of London Lottie Pandora bags in here. Here I have my Bottega Jodie and my Eichner Eva bag. And then I think over here is just a conglomerate. Oh, there's like an IKEA bag on top of here. But this is just a conglomerate of my COS bags, and my Longchamp bags are also in here. This drawer cabinet I don't really use for handbags, but there's one exception. So in this drawer I have my Burberry night bag. I think I might find a different place for this. I would actually like to hang it, but the strap is kind of thick, so I haven't really found a proper solution for that. This is another cabinet from IKEA with drawers. I think the Malmo, but I'm not sure. I will put up a picture if I can find it. This one they definitely do sell. So these drawers are not very tall, but I found that they are perfectly fine for lower flat bags. So as you can see, there's quite a number of them in here. I have my YSL pouches or wristless, Coach Cassie, Coach Tabby. This is one that I might let go of when I start selling my bags. Strathberry, East West something, I forgot the name. J Mark bag from Marc Jacobs, Coach, Pillow Medicine in the small size. There's JW Anderson, Yousefi. There's this little pouch from Radley that I never use, but it's too cute to get rid of, and it holds some sentimental value for me. And this is an Echo bag. There are some other bags in the second drawer. So part of this is like nail stuff and straps for my bags. That's something I also still need to figure out the storage for. And then here I have some other smaller bags. I actually think that most of these I'm probably going to let go of, or at least the Furla bags. There's a Mock Rock Furla bag in here. I think I'm going to sell my Metropolis bags, and I'm probably going to get rid of this C by Chloe mini Hannah bag, because I have 2 of them and I don't really use this color, I've noticed. Then we have my Puzzle Nano, and here we have the little Strathberry tote, but those 2 are definitely not going anywhere. So here you go. This is becoming a bit of a vlog sale after all. Then moving into my walk-in closet. So the cabinets that we just discussed are behind the curtain over here, and the one with the drawers that we just talked about is here on my side. I didn't clean up my whole room, so I'm not going to show you. You'll just have to trust me on this. In any case, this is a rack that I bought off Amazon. I think this is super convenient. So it has this part where you can hang items, and then it has a part where you can set items down. I also introduced a little table inside the cabinet, so I could create some more space, because I didn't need to have the full length for hanging the bags, obviously, so that was quite efficient. Over here we have my APC Grace bags, including the new one in the bottle green, so this is the small size. Still have everything on here because I'm still waiting for the return period to pass on this one. Another Coach Pillow Medicine in the bigger size. My bigger J.W. Anderson Pierce bag. I have my Ferragamo Soft Studio, my Loewe puzzle bag. Down there we have another Hannah bag from C by Chloe, but in a bigger size. My Louboutin tote. And then over here we have my Ferragamo Box YC, my Fendi Peekaboo Petite, my Furla Opportunity tote in a mini size, the Tod's Destyling bag, the Desmoulins Lausanne. I'm also a little bit on the fence on selling this one. I do like it, but the silhouette doesn't look all that good on me, so I'm not really reaching for it, but I might just have to give it a couple more goes. Aspinall Mayfair bag, the Flamengo from Loewe, also one that I'm kind of on the fence to sell. It's one of those cases that I know I got it for a really good price and I won't be able to repurchase it if I let go of it, so I still need to figure out if I'm okay with that, but I always feel like this bag is a bit too delicate for me. We have the Wandler Lin bag, the LM Raisin bag. That one I will probably put up for sale. There's not all that much wrong with it, but I simply don't like the leather on this. And here we also have my Balenciaga City Neo, I think this is called. It's been collecting dust quite a bit since everything that went down with Balenciaga, but I really have to start consider to use it again. Then we also have some items on top here on the cupboard. There's the larger Furla Opportunity tote, the large Marc Jacobs tote bag. In the dust bag over there, I have my YSL East West tote. This is the medium Marc Jacobs tote bag. That is a My Oh My bag with another My Oh My bag in there for structure. So that's not the only place where I try to create some space towards the ceiling. This is just sort of a rack that you would probably normally just put coats on hangers. I've stored some of my cheaper bags over here because it is a rack. The surface is not flat, so that might be a bit hurtful to the base of bags. But we have some Michael Kors there in the blue and in the red. Again, two My Oh My bags, the green one and the black one, and actually also the brown one. I really like My Oh My. I think they have gone out of business, unfortunately. And then over there, the black one on the side, that is another LM bag that I will also put up for sale. Again, nothing wrong with it. It's just not a style I have been enjoying all that much. That little one over there is also a My Oh My bag, really cute. Then we have two raffia bags from AliExpress, the sort of blue-green one over there, and there's the one over here. And then I have two other bags hanging, my Yusafi Fortune cookie, and then there's also my Loewe hammock bag that absolutely needs to hang, but it would take quite a lot of space if I would put it on the rack that I just showed you. And then finally, again, I have like this Kallax cupboard. So this one I already had, and then I bought this one additionally to create some extra storage just for my clothing. And then on top of the cupboard here, that's where I keep the other bags that I have. I have my Givenchy Mini Antigona, the Wantler Maggie, that might also go up for sale, the small Marc Jacobs tote bag, the Wantler Penelope. We have the Desmoulins Vancouver over here, and then here we have the Etro Vela bag, my latest purchase, which is still awaiting its judgment day as we speak. So that one is also still in a return period, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to keep it. So that was my little closet tour. I hope you enjoyed that and perhaps got some inspiration out of the way that I store bags in an affordable manner and trying to get around the furniture that I already had coming into this house. As you probably have noticed, quite a number of the bags are still quite open because they are in my walk-in closet, so I can see them when I come in. But also a significant part has been hidden away into cabinets and drawers, and I also want to make use of the bags that I have in there. So what I made for myself a little while ago, and I am by no means a programmer, but I just stole some existing code and I created a random bag generator for myself. So evidently I will show you what it looks like, but what it comes down to is that I have a list of all the bags that I have. I go to this web page, I click a button, it starts going through all of the bags that I have, and once I press stop, it will come up with one single bag. So I have already used the random bag generation a little bit, but what I usually do is lay out my outfits for the week, and then I use the random bag generation and I go through the bags until I find something that will match my outfits for the week and that will also go with what I am doing for a particular day. I think I'm actually going to flip it around from now on, and that I will start by just generating the bags. Again, taking into account where I'm going, what I'm doing. Sometimes I don't want to bring my expensive bags and I just want to have a Longchamp bag or a COS bag that I can throw around. But I think I'm going to start with that and then build an outfit around that, because pretty much all of my bags are year-round. Some things definitely go better with particular seasons, but fortunately it's not all that much. So that is what I have in mind to make sure I keep on using all of my bags. So as I said, I created a sort of application for that. If you are a little bit handy with code, I can definitely share it with you and you can just run it for free from the same website where I run it. Only thing you will need to do is just exchange the list of bags that you have instead of using mine. What you can also do is just download an app from the App Store, and one that I use is called Smart Closet. I think it's for free on Android. You do have to pay for it on iOS, so you might want to look for another option. But there's plenty of these sort of wardrobe apps where you can insert your whole wardrobe, including your bags. And these generally help you generate outfits, and you can generate outfits including bags. What I do in Smart Closet is basically say that the outfit only consists of the bag, and then it will basically just produce a list of my bags in random order. Something else that you can also do if you're a little bit handy with Excel, for example, or with Google Sheets, you can also just make a whole list of all of your bags, and you can have just one cell where you do the random generation of a bag. Basically, long story short, make an overview of all of the bags that you have, and it doesn't really matter all that much where you do it. I guess you could technically also even write it down on little pieces of paper and just put it in a hat and make a random draw, but try to find something that will expose you to the bags that you have. That's going to be my strategy for getting the best use out of my fairly big collection. And then the final point is keeping track of what you have used. And again, there's different ways of doing this. There's apps that can keep track of what you have used. Again, usually in these sort of wardrobe applications that you can just download on your phone, there's an option to keep track of what you were wearing on a particular date. Again, this is also something you can just note down on a piece of paper or on an Excel file. So these are some very practical ways for you to keep track of what you were using, and it will also allow for you to do some easy analysis. Coming to think of it, being a bit of a numbers girl myself, of course, this sort of optimal solution would be where you keep track of all of the bags that were recommended to you from the one system and then matching it up with what you were actually using. But that might take it a little bit too far. Frankly, the way that I keep track of what I am using is just making a picture every day of my outfit with my bag. To me, it has a couple of advantages. So first of all, that I create content pretty much every day for Instagram. It's always fun to show what you have in your collection and what you are wearing that day. For me, it also worked well because you have sort of a visual reminder of how you intended to wear that bag that day, and you can look back and see like, does this look good, or could I perhaps have made a different selection? There's also sort of this visual comparison over time where in that sense it is fairly easy to spot trends, like am I wearing black bags all the time? Am I grabbing particular styles, particular colors? So that can also from a visual angle give you a good idea of what you are using and what you are not using. So that's something that works well for me, although I do have to acknowledge that from a numbers perspective and really doing analysis, that does make it a bit more challenging. And I probably do have to reconsider if I want to start doing that differently in the future, because again, I do want to clean up part of my collection. And the first sweep is really going to be in terms of, does this bag give me joy? Yes or no? But over time, I probably really do have to consider how much use am I getting out of something, even if I do like the way that it looks. I think I want to leave it at that for today. We're also losing daylight here, so I think it is a good moment to start rounding off, wrapping up. Please share your thoughts below. Was this helpful or relatable in any way? Please let me know, how do you store your bags? How do you make sure that you curate your collection and that you get the best out of it? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, because that's much appreciated. I will see you next time, and remember, for now, there's a style in a situation and a taste for everything, so don't judge. Wear whatever the bag you like. Until next time, and as we would say in Dutch, doei!